I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We did that right? All right. We're going to have a rally here today, ladies and gentlemen, and whatever else that you identify as. I don't want to offend anybody. Hold on. We're going to let them do their speak.
In the name of the state of Rhode Island, to immediately and peacefully disperse.
So this is Resist Marxism Providence. It's our second chapter, and we tried to have a rally in Providence, Rhode Island a month ago, and Antifa got very violent and the police ordered us to leave. We had been working with the police for a month now to try to have another rally. Antifa got violent and they ordered us to leave.
It seemed like the police kind of just jumped the gun as soon as like if all it takes is some troublemaker to completely shut down everybody's constitutional rights. Like, what kind of country are we living in? You know, it just seems like.
Absolutely. So the police told us actually leading up to this, if there's any trouble, we were going to shut it down, which we said, you know, we can't control the public. This is a public rally. So like you just said, if they're going to shut it down when there's trouble, all Antifa has to do is start one fight and then it's shut down. And that's exactly what happened. Even when it was under control, they still ordered us to leave.
Now, I was there trying to cover the event, and I was just, you know, like a normal person coming in. I had actually reached out beforehand to the city to try to get a hold of, or to the state police, and get a hold of somebody that would allow me in, because my understanding it wasn't a permitted event, right?
So one thing people need to understand, I didn't know this before I started organizing events. Not every event is a permit offered. So there is no offer for a permit at Rhode Island State House. It was an authorized rally, but it's technically not permitted. A permit means that you get a document saying you can come. So the police authorized to have a rally. They actually have escorted some of us through the State House grounds. So it was an authorized rally, but not permitted.
Okay, so you were lawfully there. But it just seemed like, as somebody, you know, who was trying to come in and cover, it seemed like they had like a safe area, but nobody was even in the safe area, and they didn't allow anybody in to listen to your event.
So the first thing that happened was the police told us last week, we're going to have a safe area, but you can only get 6 people in there, or up to 10 who are organizing it. We said we got a lot of people coming. The next thing they told us a few days ago, well, we'll have a safe area, but you can only get 50 people in. So then we had it scheduled for noon rally. We got there this morning nice and early, and the police said everyone's got to be here by like 10:30 or 11 to get in. And we said that's impossible. People are coming for a noon rally. So unfortunately, the public that came in, like you saw a lot of the Proud Boys, they were not allowed in with us to the secure area, and that's where the trouble started.
Yeah! You can be 18! Oh my God! Go home! Go home! Fascist! Go home! Fascist! Go home! Go home! Fascist! Go home! Fascist! Go home! He's back in now! Go home! He's back in now! Get the fuck away! Go home! Go home! Go away, bro! Go home! Go home! Go home! Put your way! Go, let him out! Let him out! Let him out! Go home! Go home! Get him out of the way! Go home! Fascist! 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 Go home! That's piss, not piss upon it. That way? Go home! Go home! Go home! Hey yo! Go home! Tattoo on your fucking head, you fascist piece of shit! Go home! Do something. Go home! Go home! Where's your wolf stand? Go home! Go home! Go home! Nazis! Go home! Fuck you! Nazis! Go home! Fuck you! Eat it, dick, you stupid cunt. Antifa just sprayed like urine on everyone's faces. Hold your breath. Hold your breath. Hey, that's my hat. Don't touch my hat. Hey, that's whoa, get it. You all right? You all right? Get him. Get the breath right there. Get that. Yeah, I was trying to keep an eye on it. Don't break the line. Hold your ground. Who are you protecting?
Who hate America and all she stands for. If they hate freedom so much, perhaps they should go eat a tiger in Venezuela for lunch. We should grab a helicopter. Here's the thing, y'all are patriots. Folks on the left have branded anyone holding a mirror to heart a racist, a bigot, you name it. They're just labeling us with their own truth.
Fortunately, our webpage, resistmarxism.org, is on Bluehost, so they will not be able to take that down. Our Facebook page is like Facebook is obviously shadow banning it. They ban us individually so that we can't post. There's definitely, so it kind of feels like that, okay, the mainstream media is against you, the tech companies are against you, the government's against you, and the far left, big money, is against you. So that's why we're not going to give up. Like, they can shut down a rally, but we're just going to keep coming back.
I have to say, as a software engineer, as a former government think tank employee who designed command and control systems for the Air Force, China has really set the standard on internet censorship. They called it the Great Firewall of China, and they were very good at not allowing their people to not see what they couldn't see. Right? And my fear is people said, well, how is it going to harm you? And what I fear is that America is taking a page from their playbook, and they're taking a lot of that, those filter bubble algorithms to be able to censor things and not be able to show media and content that they don't want to show.
We don't want to live in a country where someone can violently oppose you and then shut down your rights. I personally think that if it was any other group and this happened, the Department of Justice would be involved and there would be civil rights charges. Every rally we go to, this is twice in Providence, we got shut down. We've been shut down in Boston. Why isn't the Department of Justice looking into this and saying people's civil rights are being violated? And that's what I would hope to see happen. The left had a rally in DC over the week, during a weekday. They occupied the Supreme Court steps. We've been trying to plan this rally for a month with the Providence, or the state of Rhode Island, state police, on the Rhode Island State House steps, and for all this planning over a month, we can't even have a rally. So the left can have spontaneous rallies, occupy senators' offices, do whatever they want. We can't even have an authorized rally.
And I want to say that there's very clear First Amendment doctrine. Okay, there's something called the heckler's veto, and it says that if there are people who want to speak and there are people who are using violence or the threat of violence to try to shut down that speech, that the police have a clear duty to go arrest the violent people and allow the speech to occur. right? If you look at the National Socialist Party of America versus the village of Skokie, Illinois, this is a case where actual literal Nazis wanted to march, and they said, as abhorrent as their ideas are, they still have a right under the First Amendment, like any other citizen, to march, and you have to allow that to proceed. And what the Providence police did was a clear violation of the First Amendment, and it's something that everyone should be alarmed about. In August of 2017, when we had our rally in Boston, to me, the biggest thing was afterwards, Chief William Evans said, when asked about people who were disallowed to the event, press that was disallowed, he said, well, if they didn't get in, that's a good thing, because that's not a message we want to hear. Now, this should send the chills down the spine of every American, saying that an official, a police chief, has the right to dictate what messages that we can and cannot hear. And I found it amazing that this same police chief led the charge to try to take away Americans' Second Amendment rights. What is he going to say next? Is he going to say, well, if the people that we don't deem to be protected don't have the right to be protected, if they say, take away your guns, you can't protect yourself, but he's clearly violated our rights. He's clearly shown a preference for not allowing people he doesn't agree with to be able to speak. Is he going to say, you don't have the right to be protected? This is something that we can slip into authoritarianism very easily here.
My mother fought billionaires.
And peacefully disperse.
These
you will be arrested.
People destroyed neighborhoods in Boston.
If you remain in the area,
they pushed out
regardless of your purpose in remaining, you will be in violation
as media can
everybody's out. Because we can't differentiate between you guys. Disorderly conduct, and you will be arrested.
They want to take the father out of the home. They want to get everybody on welfare. They want to get everybody under their thumb, so they can control the voter base. And now they realize Black Americans are waking up and they're sick and tired of it. And now they want fresh blood to come in. They want people from, Mexico and other countries, refugees, whatnot, people they can easily manipulate. And that is basically the fact of the matter. They offer peanuts and they don't want to give anything in return. There's no independence. There's no freedom in that. You'll always be under their thumb, and that's how they want it. That's how they wanted it since the 60s. So hopefully people start to smarten up.
I find it funny that he just mentioned, these civil rights groups like the American ACLU and the National Lawyers Guild. These guys are supposed to be civil rights groups protecting our rights. The ACLU wants nothing to do with us. We've tried contacting their offices. They don't care that free speech is shutting down. The National Lawyers Guild actually facilitates Antifa. These are the green hats you'll see at rallies. When a far-left protester is arrested, they pay their bail and they represent them in court. Sampson, one of our supporters, got hit on the bike lock last time we were in Providence and over the head. And National Lawyers Guild paid his bail, and they are representing him in court. So they are facilitating Antifa. The ACLU won't help out. So we need actually a lawyer. If there's a First Amendment lawyer listening, or any lawyer, please get in touch with us. Resist Marxism. We need your help. Thank you.
We have a GoFundMe for the people in the last rally who we had Antifa attack us, and the state police just stood there and watched. You can see the video. We had thousands of dollars in equipment destroyed and stolen. We had a woman who's handicapped, who's here today, who was knocked down, shattered. They kicked her in her knee, shattered her knee, and when she went to the police laughed at her, and she said she had gotten beaten up, and they laughed and said, everyone's getting beaten up at this rally. We also had a U.S. veteran who was attacked with a bike lock, and we had people who had tires slashed. So we've been subjected to all sorts of hardship. The police have not helped us. We came back here again today. The police, again, seem to want the violence to occur. They disallowed our people into the event where they'd be safe, into a safety zone. I mean, think about that. We had a safe zone, and the police disallowed a group into a safe zone to be protected. I mean, that seems like the police are purposely trying to have these clashes. They're purposely trying to have us get beat up. They're purposely trying to have all of these things occur to us so we won't come back. Well, guess what? We're going to come back again and again and again, as many times as necessary. And, you know, I'm committed to doing it. Mark's committed to doing it. Anything anybody can do to help. I'd love to have, you know, 10 times more people here next time so we can continue to say we will not be silenced. We will not shut up and go away. And, you know, if you're not going to allow us our constitutional rights, we're going to come back as many times as necessary.
Getting people, like you said, you know, getting lots of people, do you think this is in part of the strategy, is to kind of intimidate people from coming to your type of rallies?
I just wanted to say 100%. Like you said, the goal of the state appears to be, we've seen this in Boston, we've seen it in Providence, and other cities are saying the same thing. The goal is, they say, well, this is a liberal city, you're not welcome here, so we need this rally to be as small as possible and shut down as quickly as possible. So they don't let people into the rally. They scuttle the plans, they change everything up, they surround us. Obviously, people that are supporters have said, no, you can't come in. They're trying to intimidate us. They want us to go away. They don't want us there. And it's unfortunate that the government is not on the side of protecting people's rights.
Yeah. And, you know, if you look at things like Antifa, they are exposing people's personal information online. I was fired from my job over the August 2017 rally. You know, I was a software consultant with a lucrative job in Boston, and I was fired from that job. This is something they try to do. They say, we're going to go after you. We're going to, you know, get you fired. We're going to take away any means you have for employment, and we're going to do what's ever necessary. And, you know, in cases the police are even complicit in that. You know, Mark had filed for a permit, and they asked for a name and address and phone number, and that's supposed to be confidential, and then they leaked that and allowed people to call him and harass him. It's clear tactics. It's clear saying, if you have something, if you speak in a manner that we disagree with, we will shut you down, we will silence you. And that is something that, no matter where you are in the political spectrum, it should strike fear into your heart, because it literally is the end of this great society.
Yeah, I feel our only chance, I hope people listening to things like this and seeing the live streaming, seeing your reporting, they really need to get out there, and if they're in the East Coast like we are, join Resist Marxism rallies. If they're in another city, find the group there that's doing it. If there is no group, do it on your own, because the choice is, yeah, I know it's kind of scary. People want to beat you up just for supporting America. People want to get you fired from your job, but if you don't get up and stand now, it's going to be over. Like, you've seen what Antifa's doing. I mean, if the Democrats ever get in power, I think it's over. Like, so this is the time. We're not defending freedom in the future. We're defending it right now.
That were this big, huge fentanyl ring in Lawrence. I actually just read about it, and yeah, they're not from this country. They're not citizens here, but we keep letting them in and letting them destroy families and letting them destroy our communities. And this is why we want a wall. This is why we want to know who's coming into our country, and this is why we want to end chain migration, because we're tired of it. You know, really half of my generation has been destroyed, and I want this country to be safer, and I want people to be well, and it just seems like we live in a very sick society now. You know, it's very sad, and I hope we can try to bring people to their senses again. But, you know, when we see stuff like this, you know, these people are out here, they've got clubs, they've got knives, they've got bats, and they're against us because we love our country. They're burning our flags in the street, and we're wrong. You know, it's very sad. So hopefully this isn't going to be the standard in the future, and they're going to nip it in the bud, because I don't want the next generation of children growing up in this, afraid to, you know, talk and do the right thing. The right thing isn't right anymore, I guess, you know?
What do you, well, like you said, you were saying about the fentanyl bust and all these, what do you think it's going to take? Because these people seem to be operating like in terrorist cells and terrorist organizations. What do you think it's going to take for the federal government to kind of get involved and start going after these groups that are associated with, that are causing all these problems, and start getting people on board, like the politicians and with the sanctuary cities that are kind of harboring these particular kind of criminals, who are, because a lot of these criminals are motivated by like just a hatred of America, like you were describing, and also actually projected, kind of like they project the racism. They think that white people are racist in America because supposedly, but because of the hit, they don't think white people belong in America. It seems to be like the kind of sentiment of,
you're born here, this is your home. I don't care if you're Arabic, you're Chinese, you're Japanese. If you were born here and you love this country and you respect that flag and the Constitution, you're American. We're all American, and this is your home. Take care of it. We gotta protect it, you know, for everybody. I don't see that white people are really they are out there, but they're out there in every race. And I will tell you what, if I seen a Nazi show up here, he wouldn't be welcomed, you know. We'd chase him out. We wouldn't tolerate that around us. And it's very hurtful that a lot of us are being called that, because that's maybe one of the worst things that a person could be called, you know.
A few of them are actual Nazis, but not all of them. Some of them are just libertarian and misguided. This guy's a white nationalist from the American Guard. His name's John Camden, and he's out here brandishing a weapon and asking them to attack him. And all of these people over here would love to, but they don't want to get kettled up.
So we are obviously not Nazis. Two of the speakers today, one was American Samoan and one was Japanese. You know, obviously you saw a lot of diverse faces there. Not everyone in this group is white. I've never actually seen a Nazi. So we're mostly just Trump supporters. Not everyone's actually a Trump supporter. We have some classical liberals who probably don't like Trump, but they definitely don't like Antifa. That's all lies. I think we even have an unpopular opinion. And we have actually many people with different opinions. Our first rally we ever did, we had a socialist speak. And he's actually good friends with Brandon and helps us with the law because he's totally for the First Amendment.
This is a fundamental bedrock principle of our society that everyone gets to speak. When you take that away, you allow for all sorts of injustices to occur by the government, and then there's no way for you to alert the populace about that injustice, right? So this really is the slippery slope towards totalitarianism that we're trying to avoid.
They have left-wing rallies here all the time. Last week when we were originally going to do it, they have a big cancer event in the city of Providence, and obviously we knew that we would be peaceful, so we wouldn't disrupt the event, but Antifa would come and disrupt it. So we told the state police, we don't want to be the cause of having a Cancer Foundation event disrupted. But the Cancer Foundation gets to barricade the State House for 3 days. They get a permit somehow and everything else. And then when we ask the police, well, you can't discriminate based on content of speech. There's many case law about that in the courts. You can't say one group is permitted but another group isn't. So we said we want a permit, we want the same thing, and they said no. But then over the course of the weeks, we started talking to them, and the past few days they had a plan, and then they changed it this morning.
So you initially had tried to get a permit, but they wouldn't allow you to get the permit.
Yeah, I need to look into this. So I know we've done this at the Massachusetts State House, and Massachusetts State House does not give permits, but they give authorization. So when we've been there, we have authorization. Here, it seemed like the same thing, but then we asked what about the Cancer Foundation? They said, no, they have a permit. And then we said, well, then you got to give us a permit. And then, so we never got to the state where we had a permit, but we did get authorization.
I'm tired of burying people, you know, that I grew up with. And I'm tired of seeing, you know, people all over Boston and Providence, you know, nodding out on the streets, and it's sick. Welcome to America now.
Some of these billionaires funnel their money down to groups who have paid some of you to be here today. We are not your enemy.
Get the fuck away, you're good. Yeah. That's what's up. Get back. Get the fuck away. Get back up. Get back. Get back. Hold your ground. Hold your ground.